What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 6 of the Battle Union. This week we are going up against Potato Jim. I just call him Jim, but like when I added his friend code on Wi-Fi, it just registered as Potato. So if you guys want to annoy him, just go over to his video and say, "Great game, Potato," instead of Jim, because he doesn't like it when people call him Potato when his name is literally there, Jim. Whatever. So, yeah, we're playing against Jim this week, and if you have not already seen our team builder, I would recommend doing that, because I go over each and every one of the sets that I'm bringing, what their spreads are, what moves they have, why I brought them, and it's pretty important this week because you can see that Megazard has a pretty good matchup against the entirety of his team, and also Lickalicky, kind of unfortunate, he didn't bring Nidoqueen or Entei, so really there's not much status that can be inflicted on it. I'll go over the team really quickly right now, and if you haven't already checked it out, check it out in the description down below. I am really all over the place right now. I'm just really excited to get this battle recorded. Ugh. Okay, so we're starting off with a Mega Charizard X, 3 attacks with Roost, no setup this week. So that's going to be Zard X this week. Next up we have a Calm Mind Reuniclus with Shockwave, because last week he got beat by a Calm Mind Mew, so I basically just copied and pasted that set from the Mew that his team ran into last week and put it on my Reuniclus. Just swapped out Thunderbolt for Shockwave and swapped out Cobra Berry for leftovers. That's all I did. Next up we have a defensive Starmie with Rapid Spin. Luckily he didn't bring any rockers, which I can see right off the bat, which is really nice. Next up we have a Rocks 3 attacks lefties Crocodile with the Intimidate. We have a mostly physically defensive and yet still speedy Lickalicky with Swords Dance and Facade. That was going to be my free switch into Entei and hopefully get burned. However, as you can see, no Entei. So at least I can use Lickalicky just to switch into things if I need to. And lastly, we have a mixed defensive Ferrothorn. That way I can switch into any variant of Mega Sharpedo. If it goes for HP Fire twice, I can live that. If it goes for Crunch twice, I can live it. If it goes for the combination of Crunch and HP Fire, I can live it. That's basically all Ferrothorn is here to do this match. Just get in there, fire off a T-Wave on whatever would want to possibly switch in, or help wear down the Sharpedo in case he goes for Crunch. So, that's going to be the team. I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and lead off with our Megazard, because really the only bad thing that he could lead with would be the Latias, and I have Lickalicky, I have Crocodile in case he's Trick, like a Trick Scarf, which would be pretty good against my team. As soon as I saw Latias, I felt like that would be a really good answer to my team, because I do have the bulkier things and I do have a Zard, so Scarf Latias would outspeed a +1 Zard if I had happened to bring that. So I'm just going to go ahead and lead off with Charizard, like I said. Let's go ahead, get those arrows off the screen. Let's go ahead and start this battle. We are going up against Potato Jim, or Him, Potato Him, as we like to say in some PPL calls whenever he comes and joins the call. So he's actually going to lead off with Celesteela. So turn 1, right off the bat, I decide, let's click Thunder Punch. Why? Because it was a middle ground play in case he did go into Vaporeon, which you can see he goes into, because I figured he wouldn't want to really stay in with Celesteela, and also because I can still 2-hit KO a Celesteela that isn't max physically defensive. So, I nailed the Vaporeon on turn 1 with a Thunder Punch, and you can see it does about 50%, and that's about the roll. I still had a chance to kill this Vaporeon here, which I am going to take. I'm going to take the chance to 2-hit KO with Thunder Punch. It's not a very good chance. I'd have to get an absolute max roll, or I can get the Paralysis and the full para as he goes for Wish. So, like, you know, that kind of works out for us, I guess. So already luck is in our favor. So Vaporeon's pretty much just going to go down on turn 3 to Dragon Claw. And now you can look at his team. He has Celesteela, Serena, Latias, Sharpedo, and Raichu. He has nothing left really to switch into this, like at all. He brings in his Latias, and I decide, you know what? Let's go ahead and make a hard switch into Lickilicky, see what he wants to do. If he goes for Draco, I can live 2 of those. I can get off a Wish and a Protect, and get myself back up to a really good amount of health. Instead, he doubles out into Serena, which really alerts me to the fact that he might be Scarfed. Or possibly Colbur Berry, I'm not sure yet, but I am expecting him to have High Jump Kick. That is what he goes for, and I just click Protect, and there goes half of his Serena's health. Very nice. So now I can go into Reuniclus, see if this thing is possibly choiced in some way, because that would be a pretty good answer to Lickilicky. If he was like banded, it can do a lot of damage. However, from that amount of damage that he did, I can see that he is max attack. However, he is not choice banded. Choice banded can't do that little amount of damage. So possibly he's just max attack and can switch up moves. However, because he didn't go for the U-turn there, I'm suspecting him to actually be Scarfed Serena. So, can I pause real quickly? I'm getting a little behind. Okay, so basically I went for a cover on the Serena in case he did have U-turn. That way I could get back up to full health. And right here I expected him to go for Trick with his Latias. So I'm going to make the switch hard into my Crocodile, expecting it, because I really don't need rocks up against his team, and I can just click Knockoff pretty freely whenever I want, except he goes straight for the Draco, which would have been a great play, except he misses, and he didn't click Trick, so I wouldn't have been able to kill it with a Knockoff. So I am going to go for the Knockoff, as he's going to switch in his Sharpedo, take about 40%. That's a lot of damage coming just from a straight up Knockoff. So I'm going to go hard into my Ferrothorn, as he is going to take this time to go for Hidden Power Fire. Pretty good play on his part. However, I do know that I can take 2 of these. All I'm going to do is fire off a T-Wave. It covers 3 potential plays. He could go for another HP Fire here, which is what he decides to do. He could have gone into Serena, which would have been an alright play, and he could have gone into Latias, which also would have been okay. All 3 of those, I would love to have T-Waved. So, right here, he's going to go for another Hidden Power, and it's going to fail to kill us. He does get a max roll on that one. However, he needed 2 absolute max rolls in order to take us out with his investment. It was a 3% chance for him to get it. He doesn't get it, and I stay in here going for Leech Seed, just sacking off my Ferrothorn in case he ended up getting fully paralyzed. That way I could get back some extra health on Ferrothorn, potentially keep it around for something else, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to bring in Charizard here. I'm going to click Dragon Claw. He has 1 switch into Dragon Claw, which is Celesteela. He's going to send it in. Potentially scared of a Scarf set. However, at the end of the turn, he's going to reveal to be Leftovers. So I just feel I am completely free to click Flare Blitz. It dies 100% of the time. Even if he's max physically defensive, he will die. So I'm going to click the Flare Blitz. Not try to overpredict with the Thunder Punch this time. And he sees that I am 3 attacks at this point. He possibly was thinking, oh, maybe he's Dragon Claw and Thunder Punch, maybe I can take it. No, there goes Celesteela. So, Zard with his 2nd kill of the game, and he has to bring in Latias once again. So, at this point, Zard is not at a really good amount of health in order to switch in. Hold on, pause. It's not at a good amount of health, really, to recover up, I need to recover up to be outside of range of a Mega Sharpedo's Crunch is what I want. So I'm going to switch out here, again, half expecting the Trick. Every time I'm switching out, I'm expecting the Trick. So whenever I go into Starmie like right now, I decided I have the Wadirium Z. If he goes for Trick, he's stuck. If I go into Crocodile, if he goes for Trick, I can get a free knockoff against it. He's no longer Scarfed, and now I can use my Crocodile, which is Scarfed, to deal with his Latias. So I go into the Starmie here, expecting Trick, and I can at this point confirm whether or not he is scarfed, if he goes for Trick or if he goes for Draco twice before I get off a move. Let's get rid of those arrows. That's like a common theme here, getting rid of those arrows. So he is going to go for the Draco. It does about 75%, which is about what it should do if he is scarfed. And if he goes for a second one here, which he does, he outspeeds us. That guarantees that he is choice scarfed. So Starmie's going to go down, but not for nothing, because we do get off some really good information. He is at -4 now, and I can go into my Megazard here. And this is the part where I can end up going for the Roost, get back up to that amount of health that I want to be at. And he's going to go for Draco once again. Wouldn't have done anything because he's at -4. And I can Roost off that damage. He would have been at -6 the following turn. So we're just going to Roost up. And he's going to go into his Raichu here. And he really had nothing to switch into a Dragon Claw at that point. So I see why. Raichu wasn't really doing a whole lot against my team at all. Turns out after the match he told me that that was scarfed as well, so he brought triple scarf against me. So in comes the Latias once again, but this time he's going to double out, expecting possibly Crook to come in, and I'm going to go into, Reuniclus. I go into Reuniclus, and I know he's going to go for U-turn here. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Calm Mind, in case he goes into Shark or Latias. I'm gonna, I'm going to force his Latias to try and go for the Trick and lock me in, or I can force in the Shark and I can take whatever it goes for with my Zard or my Lickilicky. And I decide, because I did get back up to full health with Zard, I can just go into it, take a Crunch, and get a free kill. Because he only has Sharpedo, Latias, and Serena left. Serena's at half health. Sharpedo dies. Latias dies. Everything dies to a Dragon Claw at this point. Every time I bring in my Zard against this Sharpedo, I get a kill. So, he's going to go ahead, get off massive amounts of damage. I'm going to stay in here, click Dragon Claw, and down goes Serena pretty much. So that's Zard's fourth kill of the game, if you're counting. And all he has left is Latias and Mega Sharpedo. So, at this point, he's going to bring in his Latias here. Now, I sat here for about 70 seconds before making my play. I wanted to make sure that I had a 100% win, which at this point I do. My win is if I stay in with Charizard and I click, all I need to do is click Roost in case he either misses Draco or he goes for Trick. If he's going for Trick, he's expecting something like Crocodile or Reuniclus or Lickilicky to come in. And I can't allow any of those really to go down. Because as soon as Latias dumps its Scarf, I can get a free kill against Latias with Crocodile, and Crocodile can pretty much clean up the game. Same with Lickilicky. Lickilicky can end up beating Latias and Mega Sharpedo 1v1, so I didn't want it getting tricked if that was the case. So what I decided to do here is stay in and go for the Roost in order to get back my health. And he actually doubles out, expecting probably Reuniclus to come in to take the Scarf, or to take the Draco Meteor even. And I'm just going to stay in here, click Roost, and once again he's in a position where he cannot take a Dragon Claw. So down goes Sharpedo, and it's this point I've been counting during the match how many Dracos he's gone for with Latias, and all I need to really do is switch around, because I know that he's Scarfed. I go hard into my Crocodile here in case he does finally go for the Trick, to take either a Draco Meteor, because I know I can take it, or the Trick, and then I can take it, kill with Dragon Claw. Except he goes straight for the Draco Meteor, which is fine. I can take this. He's at -2. I can go hard into Lickilicky, and because I have Wish and Protect, I can stall him. I can PP stall him out of Draco Meteors, and he will be out of Draco Meteors. He's going to struggle until he pretty much kills himself. So that's going to be the way I win this game. Is I go into Licky. I am going to I'm going to stay in here, click protect, click wish, and protect again until I know 100% that he's out of Dracos. As soon as he goes for struggle, I'm going right back into Charizard to claim its kill, because struggle is going to do absolute dick all to Zard. So we're going to go for the protect. The only way he wins this is if he ends up getting a crit. And he'd have to get it right now against the Licky. And actually, there is no way he can win this, because he has one Draco Meteor left. Because after this turn, I go for protect. He goes for struggle, and at that point I'm like, alright, I just made sure that he was going to struggle. I'm going to go into Zard, claim its final kill, and Zard picks up all 6 kills this game, and I was very happy for that. Zard in the last 2 weeks is 10-1, and it went from just outside of the top 10, just at the very bottom of that top 10 range for the MVP race, shot right up to number 1. And I am very proud of Charizard X at this point for putting up those kinds of numbers. And there's still 2 games left in the season, so who knows how many kills Zard will have by the end of the season. Right now it has 14, and it's only been to 6 games. So I'm very happy for Mega Zard. And I'm very happy as well that we were able to bounce back with a win and then another win. Back-to-back wins following our loss to make up for that loss that we had against L5. So we are sitting at 5-1 now at +10 after that 4-0 victory. And the playoff race, well, the race for first place is still there, but we have claimed 100% we are in the playoffs. There's no way that we do not get into the playoffs. If we end up losing to Paul in the final week, he'll probably end up getting that first seed, and we'll have to play an extra playoff game. However, I'm planning on getting that number 1 seed. Come on. That's my goal, right? We gotta get in there. Like, the less playoff games I have to play, the better, because then there's the less chance of getting crit or like completely hacked out of your first round game. So, whatever. I'm excited. We have 2 games left of the regular season. I hope you guys are excited as we are to get into the playoffs for the Battle Union and have our chance at redemption for Season 1 when we took over the Blastburn Rovers. So that's going to be it for this match. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.